We just saw Chelsea book their spot in the final. They await the winner of PSG against Real Madrid. What an absolute matchup this is, worthy of being a final anywhere else, but we do get treated to it in the semi-final. Augie, let's go out to you at MetLife, which is where this game is going to take place tomorrow. This type of matchup is exactly what FIFA would have wanted, right?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you're right. This would have been the best final. I think you've got, Real are desperate to win this. They want to be the first team to win the FIFA Club World Cup. But PSG, for me, right now, are the best team in the world. And they are the real deal, PSG. They've got everything in place. They've got a great coach. They've got players who know exactly what they're doing. Real, for me, is still a bit of a work in progress under Xabi Alonso. They've got a situation with Mbappe. Is he fully fit yet? Obviously had acute gastroenteritis, had to go to hospital with it. So I've not seen him at his best yet because it's going to be so hard for him to get fully fit in these conditions. Gonzalo Garcia's had a great tournament so far. I think I was counting back the other day to Real Madrid just don't produce their own goal scorers. I think Raul was probably the last one. That was maybe 30, 40 years ago. So they've got good parts in place for Real Madrid, but I just think PSG have got that extra edge because they're a team in form right now. And I think the way that they play a better way of football for these conditions. I just think that they've got the edge, but you can never write Real Madrid off. But it's going to be a fantastic semi-final. It'll be a fantastic final, whoever gets through. And whoever does get through, I think will go on to win it.
Yeah, well, as Augie said, Kylian Mbappe, of course, missing a few games because he suffered from gastroenteritis. And in his absence, Gonzalo Garcia, the young prodigy from the Real Madrid family, really has stepped up, Ale. He's got so many goals plus an assist in his games. But surely for this, given the storylines, given it's Kylian Mbappe plus against PSG, surely he gets the nod over Gonzalo Garcia, right? Oh, okay. Not as straightforward as we thought.
Well, if Kylian Mbappe is fit and ready to play, Kylian Mbappe features. That will be certainly the answer from here going forward. But we don't know what the actual physical condition of Kylian Mbappe is. So much so that he did not start the last game.
But he scored. He looked good.
Okay, all right. Listen, I'm not arguing that Kylian Mbappe shouldn't play. I'm just telling you, if he's not fully fit, then you have the luxury of having a kid that is playing really well. Having said all that, Kylian Mbappe starts tomorrow.
There we go, exactly.
Having said all that, Kylian Mbappe starts tomorrow. Now, I don't know right now where we are, whether that's the best thing for Real Madrid.
Ooh.
In the future, once Vini and Kylian Mbappe get some games playing together as a partnership, not Vini down the left and Kylian down the middle, but actually playing off of each other, it may become a productive partnership consistently if they have good understanding of each other's movements. I would argue that the best attacking player, and comfortably argue this, the best attacking player for Real Madrid in this tournament has been far and away Gonzalo Garcia, because his movement has made it easier for Vini Jr., has made it easier for Jude Bellingham. His movement creates space. Think about goals that Vini has scored in this tournament. Against Pachuca, for example. Gonzalo Garcia makes the peeling run from in to out, which clears the space, the passing lane for Jude Bellingham to hit that pass, roll it into the path of Vini Jr., and then the skill sets of Vini Jr. take over. That doesn't happen naturally when Kylian Mbappe and Vini Jr. play together, because I don't think that they know each other's movements all that well. And I'm saying this a year after Kylian Mbappe has played with Vini Jr. But it's a different role now because Vini is no longer just limited to the left-hand side. He's now playing off of the shoulder or together with, whether it's Gonzalo Garcia or Kylian Mbappe. Kylian Mbappe is going to start. I don't know that that's the best for Real Madrid right now.
Wow, I never thought we'd have so many questions about Kylian Mbappe starting for Real Madrid, Robo, especially against PSG. Come on, it's PSG. This is what we want to see.
That's not the reason to pick him just because it's PSG.
Of course.
It all depends. Ali says he's going to play. It all depends how fit he is. That's the big question. How much has it taken out of him, the illness? How much training has he been able to do? They haven't brought him on for long periods. It's been short periods. Even when he came on the other day, it was only for a short period. So he might just say, well, we'll bring him on for 45 minutes because that's all he might be able to play at the moment. But I agree with Ali. The combination between Vini Jr., with Jude Bellingham, with Alexander-Arnold breaking forward down the right-hand side, Garcia going down the other side and getting crosses into the box, the two front players, Vini Jr. and Garcia, understanding each other's roles. it's worked really well for them. You know, and the midfield and the rotation in midfield as well. Who would have thought Goulet would have been a holding midfield player and getting on the ball and spraying passes? We always thought of him as a wide player. Valverde at times playing as a right wing back, then going infield, and Alexander Arnold going out wide. So there's a lot of things to be pleased with about Real Madrid and the way they're playing, but it's not been against the very best sides at the moment. And that's when we're going to see against PSG, can they press the ball? Because Bayern caused PSG 1 or 2 problems in the previous game by pressing the ball. Will they be able to do that, Real Madrid? I'm not sure they will. So I think some question marks are going to be answered in this game.
And to your point, who would lead that press?
Yes.
Are you asking Kylian Mbappe to go on press, which he doesn't do naturally?
And Vinny Jr.
And Vinny, who doesn't do it naturally. You know that Gonzalo is going to go on press. And this is the way that Xabi Alonso wants to play. He wants to go on press. Well, again, the personnel doesn't quite match if you have Mbappe and Vinny out there. In fact, we want to focus on Kylian Mbappe, of course. But the most important name in all of this for Real Madrid tomorrow against PSG is Raúl Asensio. Because Hausen gets himself thrown out silly, and at the end of the match, and gets a red card. And now Raúl Asensio, who last time we saw him was getting a red card, and the time before that was giving up a silly penalty and being taken out at halftime. Raúl Asensio comes in, and now he's going to be the answer to Hausen's absence. He has to be at his very best, whatever the best level of Raúl Asensio is. And under the pressure that whatever Xabi Alonso has seen of Raúl Asensio so far has been a red card and giving up a silly penalty. That's the image he has of Raúl Asensio. He has to be really good tomorrow.
Here's the thing for me, though, and to the Kylian Mbappe point, and while his illness certainly has given Xabi Alonso excuse one way or the other, if he starts him and it's not working out well, he can take him off and say, Kylian, I wasn't feeling that well, so I'll pull him at halftime. If he doesn't start him, he can use the same excuse. The truth of the matter is, come the start of the season, Kylian Mbappe starts.
Yeah.
And we've all been there as players. Gonzalo Garcia, as good as he's been, is the easiest player to leave out. Xabi Alonso, as good as this tournament has been, as good a start as has been for his tenure at Real Madrid, come the start of the season, you do not sit Kylian Mbappe with Florentino Perez sitting upstairs at the Bernabeu. And as a result, I think that kind of steers maybe not his decision, because he has an out in the semi-final tomorrow, as I say. But long term, that ultimately will be where he lands.
Let me clarify something, just in case there's any doubt. I'm not advocating for Kylian Mbappe not starting for Real Madrid.
That's what I heard.
No, because it felt like that's what the case that you were trying to infer there. No. I'm not advocating for Kylian Mbappe to not start. He will start. He will play. It's silly. It's dumb. Actually, it's dumb. You know, and I'm a bunch of stuff, but I'm not dumb, right? It would be dumb to think that Kylian Mbappe is not going to start for Real Madrid in games to come as La Liga season starts. Of course he will. He is one of the best players in the world, and he will be on the field. I'm talking specifically about tomorrow. Is that in the best interest of Real Madrid? That's the question.
But also going forward, he will have to do what Xabi Alonso wants him to do. If he's the centre forward, he will going to have to press the ball. He will have to make runs down the side. He will have to work much harder than he did under Ancelotti. And that's not a criticism of Ancelotti, but Ancelotti almost was laissez-faire with the way with his tactics and what he wants from his team.
What?
Laissez-faire.
Is it really?
My French is very good. He won't be able to do that with Xabi Alonso because Xabi Alonso is a coach that wants and demands this is the tactics we're going to use, whereas Ancelotti was more open with the players and you sort the things out yourself. And that's what he tried to do when they first came to the club. This is going to be different for Mbappe this season.
Oh, that was not laissez-faire, was it?
Laissez-faire.
I hope I used that right. Anyways, let's have a look at the predictions. Pretty much all of us have gone for a win for PSG. Except for Ale Moreno. He'll explain himself in a bit. Augie, let me come to you. You went for the highest score. We all said 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. But you said 3-2. Now, in the past, if you look at the stats, we have seen that this can be a high-scoring game. But you want to see a goal fest, don't you?
Yeah, but I think what it is, I think we've seen a lot of goals in the later stages of games because these players are getting tired. You know, they're getting to the point after playing in 90-degree heat. By the last 10, 15 minutes, they're making mistakes, they're coming out of position. I think with teams that have got such great attacking talent as PSG and Real Madrid, they'll take advantage. So I do think it'll be a high-scoring game. I don't see it being a 1-0 game and one team shutting out, because there's too much firepower on the pitch for it to be anything like that. So I'm going for 3-2. And I do think that PSG will just have the edge all the way through, because they've just got better players, fitter players. And on the Mbappé point, it's only a week ago that he played his first game of the tournament. He played about 20 minutes as a sub. So, in this heat, the situation that he's had, the condition that he's had, I think it could be quite risky to play him from the start, because is he fully up to speed to be able to play 60 minutes, 70, 90 minutes in this heat? I'm not sure he is. So, we'll wait and see on whether Mbappé starts. But for me, I just think PSG at the moment are a much better team, much stronger team, and I think they'll win the game.
Only the positivity of Mark Ogden would make a 3-2 match about players are tired.
It's hot.
It's hot.
The stakes.
The sun is bright.
But look, we want to see a goal fest, but all of us, Ali, we went for PSG just because on paper, and I know what you're going to say, football's not played on paper, but this is PSG we're talking about. They are the best team in the world, at least on recent form that we have seen. But you're going with Real Madrid.
Well, PSG are not only the best team on paper, they're the best team, period. That we have seen it on the field. Well, it's very simple. I'll give you the explanation as to why I'm doing this. I picked Real Madrid last week to win this tournament. So if that's going to happen, then they need to beat PSG. It's selfish. Yes, I'm selfish. I'm picking Real Madrid to win just so that I'm right. That's it, and that's all. That's a technical explanation as to why I picked Real Madrid. They're good enough to do it, by the way. They're good enough to win the game. And we saw some frailties by PSG against Bayern Munich. And there were moments in that match in which Bayern Munich were better than PSG. So it's not out of realm of possibility that Real Madrid are able to win this match.
Ali's desperate to be right about something.
It's his birthday. We'll allow him to be right.
What do you mean something?
All right. Well, we're gonna
We're
gonna let Mark Ogden go. Augie, thank you so much for standing out there and roasting. But guess what? PSG, Real Madrid. What an absolute matchup that is! The second semi-final of the Club World Cup. That's Wednesday, 3 p.m. and all matches are on DAZN.